Corley is 3 weeks younger than Malachi. They're both 2.5.
It's the closest thing to being like Christ that you can get. You're loving someone unconditionally that you don't know, they just come to you. And it's the closest thing to being like Jesus that I see that you can be like. That's what's really cool about adoption. The reason why we adopted is something we kind of always wanted to do, and to me it seems like it's the closest thing to being like Jesus that you can be. It's accepting someone that you don't know, that you have nothing to do with, and loving them unconditionally.
So give your part, what do you think?
Well, for me, I always wanted to adopt because it was a very visual picture for me of redemption and love and the power of those things, which are really what is so amazing about, well, I guess, Christ, right? I think part of it was because our daughter was younger, probably helped a lot. We didn't worry about adopting out of age order or anything like that because she was younger, but also it doesn't matter to us. It's only different if you parent them differently, and we don't, I mean, we do to an extent, but we don't love them any less because we didn't give birth to them than we do our daughter who we did give birth to. So it was never a problem for us.
They're kids anyways, whether, I don't need a piece of paper telling me they're my kids. So having another biological kid, it's all the same. They're all my kids.
You set an age boundary, and we wanted a younger child, and that was about it. I mean, we wanted a boy, at least one boy, and that was all that we said. We didn't say any race or anything like that because it doesn't matter to us. I mean, there's a certain amount you have to be prepared to, I mean, they are different than us, so we have to be prepared to address that as they grow and things like that. But for us, it was never a question. It wasn't a big deal to us.
Just whatever, accept whatever comes goes.
Yeah. It's been incredible to watch the boys change since they came home. I mean, seriously, Malachi walked around the house. We were just talking last night. Malachi, when he first came home, walked around the house all the time. He wouldn't make eye contact. He just cried all the time. He wouldn't come to you. He wouldn't hug you. He wouldn't snuggle. I mean, he just walked around and cried for most of the time. And so now he's completely
whole new person.
Completely changed from that, and totally like a normal 2-year-old rolling around on the floor and playing and all of that. Malachi, Ezra. And so, I mean, that's been the greatest thing. It's just seeing how they've changed and how they've grown, and it's been nice. We have room for 2, so we were open to a sibling group or just one. I mean, we didn't really specify one way or the other.
Yeah, we were open to it, but I think we were seeking one child, but we were, open to 2, whatever comes to us.
Yeah, we had room for it, so we were, whatever. Yeah. We were actually really prepared for the challenges. I mean, it's different to parent a child who came from foster care than it is to parent a child who's always known, comfort. So we were pretty well prepared for that. I think our biggest challenge.
You're just a really big researcher, but yeah. I mean, to me, sometimes it's hard to remember that you got to be a little bit more calm with them and more patient. Because I like the rough house a lot more, and sometimes I have to slow down with them because they're not used to a crazy person playing with them, where my daughter's totally used to it, so it's normal.
I think for me the harder part has been like kind of public reaction to going out with the kids. And like, remember our first time when we took the kids to the mall, and it was like, seriously, I felt like a freak show. Like everybody was staring at us, and it was like, I mean, I know part of it is just because the kids are so close in age, and that's not quite normal or whatever. It's a little bit weird, but I think that's been my hardest part about it.
It's a blessing to have them.
It's not the easiest thing, but there's not a day. I mean, it could be the hardest day of all time, and I still go to bed and not have a single regret about it. So it's never something that I'm like, when I was pregnant, I regretted that several times. But when I have, but with the boys, I don't regret that.
You adopted across cultural lines. How did that decision? What was the thought in that? Was it intentional, or was it just the kids that had needs?
I'm a huge nerd, and I'm bad at sports, so we had to find somebody who could play sports in the family.
You cannot answer that.
That was
That's hilarious. That is